Okay, welcome. Hi, everybody. Christina Merkley. It's the public visual Satsang, AKA it used to be the process pop-up, so it's continuing to emerge and unfold here. I'll just bring up a quick screen share to kind of set the context, and then we're going to move right into some meditation to start the container setting here. Okay, so here's the name of it, number 48. So process-wise, in terms of agenda, we just do 10 minutes of meditation, just to kind of, it's an opportunity. We're across the globe, and it's just an opportunity to, even distance-wise, be in an energetic container with each other. If you're new to meditation, you just do your best to kind of sit quiet, and when those thoughts and the various things scroll across your mind or being, you just kind of say, thanks. Thank you. You are welcome here. And usually they settle and the next ones come, and you keep doing that, and eventually we'll get to stillness. After 10 minutes, we will do reports. And that's so if you've been here before, or if you've been watching the recordings and something's going on with your unfolding awareness practice or process, just kind of updating us, letting us know what's up, any reports on that. And then we start to collect what's arising today, right? What's up? Hi, Cheryl. And we will find our way, depending on what emerges here spontaneously in the container, what order to take it in, what modality or process to do. It might be self-inquiry. It might be something from my shifted tools. It might be constellation. We'll see. We go for about 2 minutes, 2 hours. Sometimes it feels like minutes. You're welcome to come and go as you like. Sometimes it gets intense here with the processing. So I like if you could just use the chat and say goodbye, so that I know if you are leaving, you're leaving okay, right? You're not in an emotional upset or something. So I don't need to follow up with you. But if you can just do that, that helps understand what's happening for people in just the container setting. I do have a bunch of tools that are collected specifically for the satsang, which can be helpful sometimes as we're parallel processing with each other, and or if you want to do some of this work on your own. So there's a URL you can see right here. I think I can take this. No, I can't. And plunk it into the chat, but I'll leave it up here for a sec. So if you want to find your way there, if anybody else finds their way and can put it into the chat for me. Sorry, I should have had that ready so I can clip it. I'm working without an assistant. So, and we will follow up with this as well. I'm about to create, through the Sutra platform, more of a community hub for us. And so those tools will be over in that new forum. So they'll be really easy, as well as all the recordings. This is all about mind, heart, and belly here. And also just the two sides of our brains, just an easy, metaphor for working with this. I'm just going to flash a couple of the tools, the visual maps. If you're new to that stuff, many of you aren't. So I've got a whole collection of tools. And so we'll see what happens today. I may apply some of those tools to what comes up. And now we're just going to segue into the meditation. And I'm just gonna, I got a couple people here, I think in the chat, or in the waiting room. They dove out. So you might see me opening my eyes occasionally when we're meditating to see if getting more people through the waiting room. So we'll just make a little segue here. If anybody has questions or comments about, what the agenda is. Several of you are new, or it's been a while since you've been back. Makes sense? Ready to shift into stillness? Okay. I'll mute myself so you don't hear all my allergic breathing and set the timer here. And yeah, nice. We'll just segue into stillness. The best thing we could be doing, the biggest shift of them all. Yeah, thanks. See you in 10. Welcome. That was nice. But midway through, my mind started to just let go of all the doer stuff. And the heart came on. It was just like, ooh, hello. Happens to me, doesn't have to be what your experience was. So just welcome. We're just kind of having that nice pause and connecting in with that stillness that exists beyond all the hubbub of all the crazy stuff that's happening in our now. We'll just make our segue just nice and soft and gentle here and just see what's present. If anybody has any reports, so if you're dropping in after a while and you want to share what's been unfolding with your awareness and your consciousness edge, feel free just to unmute. And then we'll see what's arising now, and we'll find our way to co-creating an agenda today. And like I said, we may zip into self-inquiry, may do constellation, we might do something from the shifted tools. I don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's so fun to do these all the time.
Can we just unmute and go, Christina, or do you want us to raise?
Yes, please. Nope, just go for it.
Okay. First time here, I'm just going to jump in.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think, so one of the things that's been present for me and came up during the meditation was this construct that I see around, that I have internally around power. And I grew up the youngest of 3 kids, so I always see myself in this sort of recessive kind of a role. And I was thinking about like how much I attribute power with like things from the outside, like status, money, friends, my title, access to information, connections, and not so much to my inner confidence or competence, and like just having that self-reliance or self-assurance from the inside. And I'm like it's there, I can articulate it, but it's just it's I'm still in the soup of that, and maybe that's a whole lifelong process, probably is, I guess, but that's kind of where my edge is right now.
Yeah, that's gorgeous to bring here into the container. Thank you. Okay, what I'm doing, I just kind of take quick notes, and power, boy, perfect. Yeah, we're off and running with outside power and inside power. So I may circle back and weave that into our agenda. Thanks, Troy. Yeah.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Lynn. Yeah, I know you're relocating, a little choppy connection. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was in such a beautiful spot with greenery all around me, but it seemed a bit bumpy, the sound. So I'm just moving. Here we are. I'll just park
Find
right
another
here
nest.
and see if this is better.
Okay.
And I just want to say hi to everybody. And Kristen and Val, I recognize you from previous things. So hello. And I'm so appreciative that you offer these satsangs, Christina. I woke up this morning thinking, wow, what a gift from the universe to just show up here. You might remember my mother passed away in March, and so there was a lot of care prior to her passing, and then my father had dementia, and it was a lot. And now my brother has just been diagnosed with end-stage cancer, so I'm in Kelowna right now at the hospital with him every day. And it's just, I understand the cycle of life, and our time all comes, but it's just been one thing after another this year, and hard to catch my breath in between. And so I'm suffering. I'm feeling compassion, burnout, and stress about ignoring my work and all of those things. That's where I'm at here and now.
Mm-hmm. So glad you're here, Lynn. Thank you for this share.
Thanks, Christina.
Mm-hmm. Lots of love, lots of virtual hugs over to you.
Thank you.
May cycle back to you too, depending what unfolds here, if you're willing and wanting to. Hopefully just the container itself will bring some nice energy for you. Lynn, if you mind, what's your brother's first name? And we'll welcome him to Satsang too.
Rick.
Hello, Rick. You're welcome here.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm going to try and relocate again because the sound is still choppy.
Okay. Did you want to go, Cheryl?
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, Cheryl. Awesome. How are you?
Oh, doing good. Just totally switched things up, so that's why I ain't been around for a while.
Mhm.
They're all settled in, and life's good now.
I'm glad you
Calmer
got
anyway.
got to the settling, huh? Yeah.
Oh, finally, yeah. Big move.
Yeah. Well, welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Me too.
Okay, going once, going twice. Any more reports? And then I'm going to segue. I'm going to probably just go in the order of how it's unfolded. Yeah.
Hi
I'll
there,
do a
it's
quick
Lisa.
check-in. Oh, I'll do a quick check-in.
Okay, and then we'll go Kristen. Yeah.
But I don't feel a need to do any personal work today. I just, I felt a need to connect with you, Christina, and
Mhm.
the energetics of this work. I've had a kind of unexpected period of about 6 weeks where I'd had a fall unexpectedly, and it took me like about a month to actually feel back into my body properly. It was just a fluke thing. But it kind of threw me off in terms of my creative energies and so on. And then I moved into doing some work for other people and birthday preparations and all this sort of externally focused stuff, which was very enjoyable, but I'm finding it hard to kind of get back into myself and my creative work. And so that's part of why I know this work kind of connects me with myself in a way that I appreciate.
Mhm.
So it's not even, as I say, to work on me, but just to kind of be present. And really sorry then about your brother and your experience lately. It's really heart-wrenching to hear.
Mhm.
So that's me for right now.
Thank you, Val, and we'll welcome through the form of you create your creative work.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello. If you let me in the meeting, I actually have myself up on another
Oh,
computer.
I see you
So I
there. Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
done.
let's see. Yeah, I just wanted to check in. It's been a long time since jumping into this, though I've been listening to what you've been doing and just really feeling that support. So I'm going to turn on video here. Huh. No. Audio. Okay. So anyway, my creative juices are flowing and I have plenty to share. So I just thought I'd share a little bit that Rapunzel is taking action. And
Cool.
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Can you? Okay. Rapunzel is my window, which is a food delivery system. And I'm working with the SBDC on the Dream Fund grant. And it's kind of a crazy situation because the SBDC is all about growth and bottom line and all that stuff. And my vision is, I want to grow and I want to sustain myself and my community, but I also want to have a lot of fun and have impact. So that project is happening and it's going to be in phases now. And just tons of creative requirements from energetically from me. And it's just a fun time.
That's so cool to hear it unfolding. Yeah. It's kind of the sparkle of it. We heard it emerging so earlier on in the satsang. So how cool to hear it continues to live and breathe and get support. Yay.
Yeah. it's also a lot of the visual stuff is coming into it. And so a lot of the pieces and educational pieces are going down as hand illustrated stuff, and kind of like anybody can do this, kind of how you've done with your graphic recording. Like anybody can do this, you know, do it in your own way. And so I'm hoping that what you started with, that anybody can do this, continues through the window. So, yeah.
Excellent. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Thanks for doing it.
Yeah. Kristen, yeah,
Just
I think
check
you
in
were
and
good.
say
Yeah.
hello. So nice to be here. I've missed a few of these schedule-wise, but this is a delight to be here and to see some familiar faces and some new faces. Many of you know I'm a teacher, so I'm on summer break, and just I've been so enjoying. I had some unexpected commissions come my way, and
Yay.
just enjoying the illustrations and the confidence of feeling I can do this, and so much of that is I do attribute to you and your mentoring and coaching and all. I mean, I think I took my first course 9 years ago or something with you, and there's still pieces from that first workshop. Actually, you know what, Christina, yesterday I did Visual Explorer with a group up at Vancouver Island University, and that I learned that in the first workshop I ever took with you. And then we were saying, I did it with Bethany, my daughter, and we were saying that's such a powerful tool, and just an example of being introduced to other people's work and what you do and the communities that you create. So I'm just noticing the joy, which often comes up on my maps, joys, and I often talk about wanting to create a playground, and that's just what it feels like that I've had this summer to just play and explore. It's been light and easy and joyful, and so it's been delightful. And I know so much of it was because of the conditions that you helped me create in my life. So thank you.
And so much of your using, we always have dueling. We live in the same region, so we always have dueling mics. Yeah, it was wonderful to see you recently. I organized some local folks to get together for a brunch, so Kristen was one of those. It was really nice. So nice. What a treat to be in person. Yeah, and just your remarkable ability to just keep taking steps and look at how those steps unfold. Good for you. Amazing. All right. I saw your note, Horgan. You'll have to give me the pronunciation. Totally fine, right? To just be listening in. Okay, let's dive in. This is all starting to really brew nicely here. And when I work with one person, I'll be drawing things out in the way that you're probably aware of, right? I'll be sharing my screen. And it's, you know, the map is never the territory. So it's a pale comparison to what's, you know, going on here and energetic, the groups and going on inside each person. You know, it's just a little offering a remembrance more than anything. Sometimes it's helpful, and it helps, especially with the inquiry, to kind of see what is emerging. Helps me, and hopefully it'll help you. But don't worry about too much about it. If it's distracting or you can't see it, we distribute them afterwards. Also, there's parallel processing. So I'm gonna, in a second here, meet Troy, and through the form of him, we'll be working with power, at least as a starting place. And he may have a different connection to power than you do, and or he might have something very similar. And so you can kind of coast and ride along with people. I'm going to do inquiry with you, Troy, I think and feel. So just, you know, just kind of pay attention as anybody's processing in the container to what's happening over on your side. It might be similar or it might be deviating. Sometimes there's a lot of piggybacking that happens, where we jump from one thing that somebody brought up into another thing that somebody else related to. So we just really trust the process here. Yeah. And if self-inquiry doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. Keep coming back. It'll start to make sense. At first, it's a bit of a mystery. Okay. So with that, I'm going to screen share and bring up my drawing tablet. And I'm going to use a particular template. Just got to get my view set up so I can see you all. Now, if Troy, feel free to unmute. And I think you're the only one that will be heard, which is great. Okay, so can you see okay right now? It's just the drawing program. So I'm just going to bring up, add an image here, go get one of my maps.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So let's go to the digital maps here, and I'm going to go find my inquiry ones. There we go. Okay. So you already gave me a bit of a check-in, right? So I'm just going to, in this start section here, I'm just going to do some little squiggles here to connote that. And in particular, I know it's power. And then we've got internal and external. I'll just kind of put you here. And then there's this whole in and out thing happening. And I know there's a lot more that you said, so I'm just going to kind of do little bullet points here to sum that up. And I'm going to offer out various phrases and just see how it connects with you, right? Talking about inner power, right? It'll hit your field in a certain way, and you're the one who's guiding me and guiding all of us. Through the form of you, we all kind of will encounter this. So one of the classic sentences is just welcoming. So everything you already brought into the container and everything that everybody else kind of brought into the container that may have connected for you, we're just welcoming that. Hey, all that, you're welcome here. So you just kind of say that. Inside, hey, thanks for, hey, power, hey, this quest about internal and external. Hey, everybody being in a container here and doing satsang with this stuff, you are welcome here. And then just see what happens as you just kind of welcome it. And there'll be a next layer to emerge. So when it does, just kind of let me know what you notice. It can be anything.
I guess so. I just feel kind of a stillness and a warmth, and
Yes, please. Okay, great. That's great. Good report. So sometimes in meeting and welcoming, that's exactly what happens, right? So you're just gonna now welcome this. Hello, stillness and warmth. Yes, please. And you're probably gonna agree with it because it probably feels good. And so just, yes, please, we like it.
yeah, I like it. I like the aspect of one other thing on sort of my growing edge of consciousness is welcoming all parts of me, like not trying to push parts of myself away, but just embracing it all. And it feels like it resonates, like what you're saying resonates with that same kind of harmony that I'm trying to create.
Let's go. Yeah. So just the next kind of nuance that you brought forward is that embracing all the parts. Yes, please. And then that going into harmony, that being a harmony. So just agreeing, yes, please, good idea. Because consciousness is, is playing with you here. And as you found those things, now it's letting you in on a deeper level of it. So yeah, good idea. We like that. Embracing all those parts in harmony. Yes, please. Yep, go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to add to this. So there's a friend of mine who I chat with once in a while, and we came to this idea. So there's like this idea of a power image, and not necessarily a power affirmation, but a power image, which I was like, you can have a power image? I didn't even know what that was.
Mm.
And so we came up with my power image, which is a truck. Like, I'm a truck, and that feels powerful. And I like trucks, and I like if you break down like what a truck is good for, it rises above, it's powerful, it can help people move their stuff. And so I was going to start to write this essay about being a truck. And then I realized, like, I don't want to push away this, like, the soft, gentle side of me. Like, I want to embrace both parts of it. So it's like this polarity, if you will. And the other side of the polarity was, like, I just came up with ballerina because it seems like the opposite of what a truck was.
Yeah.
So it's like the truck and the ballerina. And, you know, in my day-to-day, there's this, culturally, like, we want to be the truck, be powerful. I work for a large sportswear organization, and we're all about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that culturally, that's the idea of power is with force, and there's a little bit of emotion coming up right now, but
we welcome, totally welcome. Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of power in being gentle.
Yes, please. So we're going to welcome both of them, right? And how beautiful with the polarity, just showing yes and both as you're welcoming. So the doing it, the doer, right? All that wonderful masculine energy with the truck, right? And then that flip side of more of the feminine energy and the gentleness, and just saying yes, please to both, the value in both, the necessariness of both in their different times and places. How wonderful to have the range. Yes, please. And just a big thanks to consciousness. You know, often it works, right brain, what works, right? In imagery, in metaphors. What magnificent metaphors that have been brought forth. So just a bow, maybe even gift consciousness flowers for giving you those, or whatever you want to gift it, for giving you those magnificent metaphors. Just see what happens. It's beautifully explaining power.
Now I'm hot all over.
Some mojo happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome the hot. Because that's often, you know, somatically processing, chemistry, alchemy is happening. Just welcoming it. Hello heat, whatever it might be about. You are welcome here. We're dealing with power. Make sure it makes sense. Heat arrives. Hello heat. And there might be a yes, please, and a no, thank you, right? It might have a polarity too, the heat.
I didn't quite follow with that.
Okay, so you guide me, because I may have assumed there. So as you meet the heat, do you like the heat, or is there a dislike or a discomfort with the heat?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's aversion. Okay, so then this is going to be kind of a note, just agree that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, this heat just came on. I don't like it. It's a little uncomfortable. So you're just meeting the heat, and you're also agreeing with the part of you that just kind of went, oh, what's going on here? I don't like that. And you might want to say to that, you don't even have to know what that part is, right? Just say, I'm here, I'm here. Or whatever reassuring phrase does it for you, right? Just that you're not abandoning it, you're being right here. The whole satsang's here with it as it's meeting heat. Very brave and interesting to be doing this work.
Yeah, there was a trail of thought that was like, oh shoot, I am being recorded. Oh my God, this is my first meeting with this group of people. I can feel the warmth, I think, and the safety of this group. And so
so if there's
yeah.
some, I would define it as self-consciousness or something, totally understandable, right? Just as an easy label. So just agree with that. Absolutely right. Absolutely true. Yeah. It's very brave and very, provocative to allow this to be seen and allow it to be recorded. So just agree. You're right. You're right. Wow. Ooh.
I had this image popped into my head of like, this world is like all these spikes like coming up from the ground, and it's dangerous, and that's another concept with which I approach the world, is like it's dangerous. And
yeah, beautiful. Okay, so even if it doesn't feel beautiful, we know it is. So just agree. It's showing you consciousness is dancing with you. And out of the heat now emerges, the spikes, right? Again, wonderful metaphor, and the sense of dangerousness out there in the world. So just agreeing with that, and that you don't like it, agreeing, of course we don't like danger. And it's not just personal, right? Because this is a human being thing. And is a big, big past behind us all as human beings, right? Around, of course, we pay attention to danger, and we're scanned for it, and we're try to avoid it, and we don't want to walk right into spikes. Of course, of course.
Yeah.
And to the parts that might be danger, feeling, scared of the danger or whatever it is, again, that you come, and we're all here, come to it and just say, I'm here, I'm with you, we're here. We don't like the danger either, but we're here as you meet it. You're doing great. Anything else you noticed?
Yeah, just like that made a difference for me, what you just said. And it's like an appreciation for my inner parent or whatever protector that is, like making me mindful of danger.
Okay, let's go with both of those. So hello, inner parent. All of us, hello, inner parents, right? We need more inner parents in the world. So hello, inner parent, you are welcome here. You've just felt it and come in communion with it and embodied it. So we're actually going to invite that inner parent and that protection energy. It's all consciousness, right? And so you're interacting with it. You're just going to invite it through the form of you, through your field, and it might happen in ours too. You're just going to invite it, do a little, psst, hey, your consciousness, you want to get bigger than me? See if it wants to take up more room, because there's probably more room than there ever has been before. And just invite it, hey, would you like to stretch? Would you like to rise up? It'll know if it wants to take up more room, how it wants to do it. Just notice as you give the invitation and wake it up a little.
I'm gonna get you the please stuff next time I go to town,
Ooh,
girl.
Cheryl, can I get you muted?
You seem to have itches.
There we go. Okay. No problem. It must have slipped off. Inner parent. So what's going on, Troy, as you're inviting that parent and that protector, right? That part that's able to be there with the others that might be a little apprehensive about the danger. And you're inviting it to take up more space if it wants to. How does it respond? You might get yeah buts, which there might be something else that comes up, or it may take you up on the offer.
Yeah, so there's some expansion that's available for it, but there's another part of me that's like, okay, you can expand, but not too far.
Okay, good. Let's go with both. So that's okay. Let it rose to the occasion a little bit, right? So go to the extent it's comfortable with, and give thanks for that. Like, thank you, right? And just notice what happens. And then there's also this one's like not too far. So, oh, hello, not too far. Hello, whatever this is, boundary or whatever. And just get curious, right? Just like, hello. And bringing that kind of warmth to it. You might even want to, everything likes respect, honoring, even gifts, right? So instead of being grouchy with it or not wanting it or whatever, try a different tact. Just being there and saying, oh, hello. Let's only go so far. And just see what happens as you encounter it and respect it and give it a gift, how it reacts to that.
Yeah, I think there's just some kind of peacefulness that settles in.
Okay, yeah.
I had this visual of like a circle and then bars in the circle, and this one bar that was my inner parent like expanded and then kind of came into balance ish.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. So just agree with balance, expansion and balance. Yes, please, to those. And even balance-ish. It happens in stages. It doesn't have to be in one big whoop, right? And there's usually important intelligence about why it can't do it in a big whoop, right? So, but it did a lot to get to balance-ish. That's a lot. So we want to respect it, not criticize it, respect it. Welcome expansion, welcome balance-ish. You are welcome here, and just agree with it. No rush, no rush. You take your time. This is on your timing. Safe, safe.
There's a visual image of balance that has evolved for me. That used to be a ball balancing on a point, like on a fulcrum, like, and the impossibleness of balancing that ball on a point, like it's not even possible,
right?
Supporting it from underneath and evolving to a new model that is like a mobile, like hanging from the top. And mobiles can bend and sway with the wind, but they come back to this kind of resting point. If you don't mess with them, they just kind of come to rest and come into balance.
So just all to that wonderful intelligence, bending and swaying and finding their own resting point, their own equilibrium. Good idea. Yes, please. Good idea. Thank you. Thank you. Right. It's reframing for you, showing you a new way. Very well, too. What a wonderful metaphor. Thank you. Thank you. Good idea. We like that. Doing beautifully, just thanking it, allowing it to maybe expand a little bit more into that way of being as opposed to the old way and how that used to feel and how it feels to be much more flexible with it, be immobile that bends and sways and finds its own resting point.
And then there's an appreciation just for the work that I'm doing.
Yes, please. Yes, please, to appreciation and recognition of what you're doing. And yes, please, and thank you, because each person who does their work, it contributes to the whole. I firmly believe too that that's one of the things that we can, in such a big shift going on in the world, right, is do our inner work, which you're doing. Yay, good job. And just inviting that appreciation to take root and to expand or whatever it wants to do. Appreciation of yourself and the work that you're doing. Your unfoldment, your evolution. And just that self-recognition and self-appreciation. And saying, good job, good job. We like it.
There's also an element of like my experience of this and going through this doesn't feel doesn't feel very graceful or beautiful or any of that.
Okay, so what just happened? Because I can
Yeah.
tell the way you're looking. Mine just made an appearance. And mine likes to analyze and often judge things, etc. So we're just going to welcome, oh, hello, mind. And even though it can go about it in ways that aren't so great, mind always is driven by love. So it's trying to use the intellect and use the rationalizing abilities and use that comparison and rationale kind of stuff, right, to keep us safe and to help us perform, right, and all those typical things. So just think, there you are, mind. Even though I don't like the kind of, it was the way criticism it was doing, you do appreciate that underneath it, it's trying to help, it's trying to serve. Just see what happens as you recognize it. And you thank it for its love. You recognize its drive underneath, right, is really about trying to help and assist. It's a coping mechanism for most of us. And we're a little overdeveloped in it. But deep bows to it because we need it. And just introducing mind to appreciation too. And to the inner parent. See how the inner parent, that protector, connects with that mind and what it was doing.
Um,
Or whatever happens for
so
you naturally.
I think, so where I was going with that point was when that part of my mind or rationale came up, sort of criticizing it, was that like my own experience of doing this kind of work doesn't feel graceful when I see other people do it. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like also present to an inner trust that that it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. It looks pretty graceful to me. And there's a longing for more gracefulness. So let's just honor that there's a desire there, right? There's a vision for even more grace and gracefulness. So just yes, please to that. And you can also invite it, because there's such a strong longing, right? You can invite it to kind of inhabit a little more. Gracefulness, you are welcome here. Come on in. There's room for you too. And even if we're not all the time, it's okay. Yes, please to grace. Yes, please to gracefulness. Just inviting it to root down or rise up or expand or whatever it likes. It'll know its way. It's beautiful to realize you want more of it. And it's such a medicine, right? So for oneself, but for all of us and for the world at large. So yes, more grace, please. More gracefulness for all. Yes, please. Good idea, through the form of you, to wake us up to our longing. Yes, please. Because sometimes we do bumble along, don't we?
There is some energy for me around when you said longing, that getting present to that space of like wanting or emptiness, and then having it be fulfilled, like letting it in.
Wow, let's go there. Let it in and fulfill. So you're just meeting, let it in, and meeting fulfillment and the longing for those two. Yes, please. Yes, please. We like that. Wouldn't that be nice if, yes, please, you are welcome here. There's more space. It's safe. Let it more in. Have it fulfill. Yes, please.
Faster, please.
Ah, good one. Yes, please. Yeah. I just had someone help me with something, and it a whole zip line appeared, right? Instead of this long journey and this long valley to go through, and this zip line, because I like speed too. So faster is allowed here, please. Yes, please.
No, please.
Yes, please. Excellent. Yes, please. Now. Just letting it know it's allowable. You can make it faster. I'm ready now. More grace, please. More appreciation. More safety. More of the mobile approach. Yes, please. Yes, please. So it'll continue. You're right with it. So this is a nice place to conclude for now, because there's only so much we can do at once. and you covered a lot of territory. So just do a namaste inside. Thank you, because it accompanied you all the way along to get to grace and to get to letting go and fulfillment and more of this occupying. Just thank yous to it. And I like to do this little thing to have consciousness label your inquiry. And it's going to ripple. It continues to ripple in you, right? So as we continue along in the satsang, as we segue from it and end it, it continues to unfold in you, right? This inhabiting of the graceful and inhabiting of the fulfillment. And you come into a new relationship with it, letting more in. There's more space for it now. It can occupy. That'll continue to ripple from here. Yes, please. Yes, please. Maybe you'll swing back again and give us a report. And just see if it, whoever in there flashes a title. It might be mind, it might be heart, it might be the inner parent. What's an appropriate title to put on your beautiful inquiry?
I don't know, I like the water, like ripple theme or river or stream or
Let the stream in, let it flow.
Flowing in.
Ooh, yes, please. Excellent. Wow, welcome to the satsang. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for flowing in. Perfect. Thanks, Troy. Beautiful
Thank
inquiry. You. Yeah. I'll tidy these up. We'll send them direct to you afterwards. And you'll see them in your email box. Okay, thank you.
Sweet.
Just gonna give it a quick save. Okay. So now we'll just kind of segue, and if there's any shares that might already be happening, you can use the chat. That's the way you can communicate with anybody who's done a piece of work, and anything you want to share with them, or any statements or comments about how that interacts with you. And feel free to unmute. Yeah, Terry.
I just want a couple of key things came in there: protection and dangerous. And as a father of two daughters, one got involved with a not a very nice young man. And so the man of the other daughter called me and said, "Terry, we need to go deal with this asshole." I said, "Okay." He says, "Yeah, we'll do it so they'll never find his body." I said, "Well, we can't go that far." But the term protection comes up, and now and again you just get that way where you think, my daughters need protection. They not need, but now and again.
So yeah. Let's just welcome through the form of you, because you connected with that, right? And then we get the content of it all. So just say yes to protector energy, right? And yeah. to that wonderful sacred masculine energy of protect, right? And your papa energy, and how beautiful in the kind of brother-in-law energy, right? Of looking out for his sister. That's beautiful, right? At its heart. Yeah, you want to leave out the murder part. But I kind of appreciate the verb of that, right? Like,
well, so I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but the thought, what came up from you was dangerous and protector and protection, and now and again, as a father, you get those urges to become the protector, become
please
that person.
Yep.
And even if I had a son that was in danger, I'd be the same thing. But as a father, sometimes you take on that role.
Yes, please. Yes, please to father energy. Yes, please to papa.
Husband as well.
Yes,
No.
please.
Or it
Yes.
could be husband, boyfriend, whatever it is. Now and again, these roles come to you, and you just think, it's time to step in and do something about
Yes, please.
the
To stepping in.
badness. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, please, to responding to it, to no thank you, right? Yeah. Enough.
Yeah, that's it. Just like, enough. I'm done with this. It's got to stop.
Yes, please. Stop. Enough.
So I just want to jump in there, Troy, and support. It's okay to.
And a deep bow to the Father in you.
Mhm.
And a deep bow to that protector in your quasi son-in-law, right? I don't know if they're married or not, but anyway, he's carrying that archetype to him too.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're not married, but that's
Partner.
okay.
Yeah.
They're partners, and he's the
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, please. Yes, please, to the male protector in him.
Yeah.
And him coming to you. Yes, please.
He's a wonderful, wonderful young man.
Nice. Yay. Yes, please. The wonderful, wonderful man. Yay.
This
Thanks,
is good.
Terry. Yeah, this is good. Yes, please.
You're,
I think you said this is good, and I, or if you didn't, I heard it that way.
yes.
And I feel I had a mentor who passed away, Hank Wesselman, and he used to always say, "This is good." so I feel Hank's energy. This is good.
So
Yeah, this is good.
sometimes you get into situations and it's not good, and then sometimes it is good. And I was looking forward to the session this morning, and hearing you say yes, please. It's a very common for you during these workshops. It's yes, please.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, it's nice and simple, right?
Yeah.
My satsang teacher is Pamela Wilson, and she often says there can be 3: yes, please, no, thank you, and enough. enough or not necessary. And that's all we need.
So true. So
Yeah.
true. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Aw, yes, please.
I just want to say thanks to Troy for that process work and your vulnerability and courage of going first and first time in this group. And one thing that just really struck me when you said ballerina was the incredible strength that ballerinas have was the very first thing that hit me. And so it was all this symbol of gentleness, yes, but just honoring how incredibly strong that gentleness is, especially in a ballerina. So that really stood out for me. And then kind of on a more that parallel process work, and it came through with your words, but also Christina, what you illustrated, and I forget exactly what you were saying, Troy, but you had it as like up and down spikes. There was these spiky things. And it meant more to me after you had talked about the balance vision, which really struck me as that idea of the ball and that point and how impossible that is. And I think that I often tried to do that in my life. And I loved the reframe of the mobile and the flexibility and the go with the flow and the coming. Eventually it'll come to stillness. Just if you wait long enough, it will come to that stillness. So I know that that's something I will take away. So thank you. But then at the end, when I looked at it again, those spikes, I thought there are all these opportunities in my life where I can go back to trying to put the ball on the top of each of those spikes. And for me, it was the danger in my life is trying to go, that there'll be so many spikes that come up that say, try to get that perfect balance, try to do this, and tempt me to go back to that way of trying to get balance and harmony in my life. And you had said it's impossible, and I love that mobile. So I'll be thinking about that a lot. So thank you for that, and just the words even more grace. I will also carry that with me. So thank you so much, and thank you, Christina.
So powerful to be able to do it in a group and the impacts that happen and the gifts.
I responded to the spikes as well. And sometimes there's highs in your life, sometimes there's lows, and you just have to enjoy the high, enjoy the low. And then the thing for me is that what am I learning right now? What am I learning from this high point? What am I learning from this low point? And somewhere in there, there's balance, and you come away a better person for whatever's gone on.
And just the experience of the range, right? The human
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
It's all part of the whole. Yes, Lynn, I'm going to segue to you if you care to. Yeah. Lynn, I'm kind of feeling inquiry. Would you like to meet what is?
Yeah, I'll go with what you're offering.
Yeah, we're just gonna, I'll screen share and we'll just trust the process and we'll see where it leads us. Okay, I brought up another template here. I just have to move things off of, I've got like 3 screens here. So there, put you on the one where I can see you. Can you see the inquiry map? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put your 3 people to begin with. I'm going to put your mom and your dad, and I'm going to put Rick. And just welcome them to Satsang here, because they're already here.
They weren't, but I'm going to just trust that everything happens.
I meant you brought their energy here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm okay. I won't argue.
Okay. Well, and I may have awkwardly made the segue. So let's go with what's happening. That energy. Let's go with that as a starting place. We don't even have to define it, but we'll just. That's welcome, right? My bumbling with trying to get it not being exactly right or way off, you know? And so everything that you brought already and anything that is now emerging, let's just welcome it. However you are, whatever it is, it's welcome here because it's here.
Yeah.
Hello, all that stuff. You're welcome here. Just take your time. There's no rush at all. And just notice anything that you notice as you just welcome it. Even if there's lots of aversion and understandably don't like it, just it's here. You're welcome here.
So can I share?
Then what do you notice? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, I do believe everything happens for a reason. So I thought I was coming here to, talk about my brother. And, my dad died years ago and he hasn't been in our life since I was 7 anyway. There is a whole constellation of stuff going on here. I see that.
Okay, let's welcome that. That's a beautiful summation. A whole constellation of stuff. You are welcome here. Yeah.
My challenge is not the fact that my brother is dying. I mean, it's sad, but it's part of the life cycle.
Mm-hmm.
My challenge is that my brother has an extremely antisocial personality.
Mm-hmm.
Complains incessantly and never with an intention to problem solve, and lies at the level of pathology. And so he's very, very hard to help. And he's been that way his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But then add the stress of how hard it is to confront that you're dying.
Yeah.
which, you know, I have enormous compassion for the really difficult situation he's in, but you know,
Before you go there, meet the antisocial. Just agree with it. You're right, you're right, and we don't like it. And it's got history, right? It's got roots, which often happens at end of life, right? All the patterns and conditioning and unresolved stuff, it's right there, right? It complicates. It's like you're saying, a whole constellation of stuff. So just agree, it's a whole constellation of stuff, and you do not like the history and the way that your brother is. Yeah. You don't, of course you don't like blaming, of course you don't like lies, and of course the hard to help thing, you're a helper, you do that, you're a professional one. So this is of course gonna be a challenge. Yeah, so just agree with it. And you might even, it's already happening, so I'm gonna invite stomping. I'm going to actually invite a more exaggeration. You can do it inside, or you can actually express it if you care to. But what I mean by stomping is there's like frustration, there's anger, right? So just like allow the feet to stomp, and whatever wants to happen, if it's yelling, if it's going volcano, right? We actually want to go into that as opposed to trying to suppress it.
You mean my stomping, not his, right?
Yes, I mean you stomping about his stomping.
Mm-hmm.
Just allowing the upset, allowing the labeling of it, allowing the observation of it, allowing that you don't like it. We're just inviting that don't like to get bigger.
Okay.
And how it wants to work in you, you will give me the clues. I'm dropping different options, not any, or maybe one of them might land, but some people are able to do it by just stomping, right? Like we could do as a little kid with abandon, right?
Yeah. Can I just confess to you that that's not where my energy is right now?
Good. Then go with what you notice. And that's totally okay. You give it. So tried to go there. So just see where your energy is as you've met the antisocial. Just see what naturally unfolds.
So what I notice is that every day that I spend with him feels like I've been drinking glass after glass after glass of poison. And I leave there at the end of visiting hours, at the end of the day, having given my very best to tolerate, to welcome, to let it, water off a duck. And I just feel like I need an internal shower as well as an external one. Like I need to somehow dissipate all the poison that's built up in me from having to be present to his absolute incessant venom that he spews in every direction.
There's your stomping. There's your version. Excellent. Yes, please to that. Yes. Yes. No, thank you to drinking poison. There's a big enough. No, enough, right? Summoning that divine feminine no. And then yes, please to the cleanse, right? Through that metaphor of that shower, say yes, please to that. Good idea. Interesting, it's both water. Yes, please. Yes, please. Rinse that off. No, thank you, drinking any more of this shit. Poison not welcome here. Just see what happens. Step by step, whatever, anything happens is okay.
For me, I'm at this, the inquiry I'm having with myself is, how can I keep sustaining my tolerance and compassion on one side of the polarity and still having some boundaries around, nope, you can't call me a fucking bitch because I accidentally knocked your coffee over. You know, you can't be abusive to me. You can't keep lying every 3 seconds. But, you know, it's beyond his capability to help that. It's a pathology, his lying.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to let that part go, but at
Well,
least
I
abuse.
think what's just happened is your mind has made an appearance, right? And it's a good one, because it's trying to figure out here, how can I sustain tolerance and compassion, because those are huge values of yours. And it's also balanced with boundaries has just shown up, big one. So let's thank the mind for its trying to sort this very difficult situation out, right? Because it's always got love, right? It's trying to help and assist you. And it's actually trying to be loving to him too, right? Despite all this stuff, trying to get into tolerance and compassion. So thank you, mind, for trying to figure out how to do that. It's also pinpointed boundaries, which is brilliant, right? So just thank you, good idea. Yes, please, boundaries. Thanks for pointing that out, mind. And invite boundaries, and we can actually invite both, right? You can invite tolerance and compassion and boundaries, just like you saw happening with Troy. Everything is consciousness, right? So, and it's occupied you in a certain configuration up till now, but it can actually change. So you're going to invite it, both of them, to take up more space. I'm here, there's room. You are welcome here. Tolerance and compassion and boundaries. You are both welcome here. Come on in. See what happens. You might get a yeah, but, or it might just be happening. Maybe they can come on in. What do you notice?
I think I'm noticing that a growing intention to take far more frequent breaks and take more time in the mornings before I go to the hospital.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little game plan popped out.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, you know, so far my practices have been get up, do my yoga, my meditation, you know, sort of build up my spiritual strength for the task ahead. And I think I just really want to be conscientious about more breaks and looking for things to do in the evening that are a total change of subject. You know, enjoy the lake, watch the sunsets, find people to chit chat with.
Yeah.
Although this is not my town, but anyway.
Yeah.
There's a few people I think I knew that moved here since high school days.
Yeah. So the point, like, just have a break, like segue from it.
Yeah, just focus
and look after you. Yeah.
Nourishing myself, yeah, in, you know, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic ways.
Good. Yes, please, to nourish self. Yeah, invite that to take up more space. Good idea. Come on in, nourishing self. Yes, please. Beautiful, Lynn. Good. Good.
I think the sticking point for me is, you know, I have made a decision to give him the best I can for the time he has left on this planet, and to do right by him, for better or worse. And nobody in their right mind would stay in a relationship with someone who is such an abusive narcissist with this many issues. Like, nobody would stay in a relationship like that who has any good, positive mental health and self-esteem. And somehow, you know, I keep trying to support him the best I can, but it sucks a lot out of me. And
Well, it's both sides of it, right? So just like we saw again with tolerance and compassion and boundaries. So here's another one. So we'll meet them because it's showing up. So a deep bow to the desire to do right, right? Again, you have high values, you have a threshold for yourself. You're remarkable in your profession and career, which, complicates this particular situation. So just bow to the desire to do right. How lovely that is.
Yeah, and actually, okay. What I'm really appreciating this moment is, when I think about my capacity to help others, this brother of mine has been, this whole family of mine has been teachers. Yeah. A friend of mine said to me yesterday, do you think you've got some kind of karmic punishment that's coming at you, that you've got to tolerate this horrible human? And I'm like, no. I don't see this as punishment. I see this as training. This is training to build my muscle. And if I can tolerate this, if I can handle this, if I can find a way through this and still have grace and love towards humanity, then yay me. And he's my teacher for that.
Okay. I kind of put them both because I know a little bit about context. So I know the same energy belongs with the family at large, right? So understandably why when I put that in the start place, there's going to be a instant aversion, right, to these tough teachers. So the bow with the doing the right, there's a no thank you to abuse and narcissism, right? Your direct personal connection with these people and with that at large and at that in the world. So on behalf of all of us, through the form of you, just a recognition of course we don't like abuse, and of course we don't like narcissism. And of course that's toxic and unhealthy. No, thank you. And out of the muck of that, there's a longing that arises in you. Isn't that remarkable? Like the lotus out of the mud is a desire for training your grace and training your love towards humanity at large, right? Towards the human condition. Let's draw the lotus here. That's the longing. That's the desire. So just a deep bow, whether you're able to accomplish it or whether that's even a quote unquote right thing to try to accomplish, it's certainly beautiful. The longing for more grace and to be trained to love towards humanity through the form of your brother and his abuse and narcissism, and finding your boundaries with that and your own self-nourishment with that. Where's the line? Definitely a training ground, isn't it? Just see what happens as we meet all this. Anything you notice, anything is welcome.
I wish I could figure out how to get more support for myself. Good. My oldest child, overwhelmed and over-functioning pattern my whole life. I think people don't think I need support.
Yeah.
And they don't tolerate it when I reach out. That it makes the people who know me nervous when I reach out.
Yeah, they're used to you being.
Lynn, you're the one who handles everything, And
yeah.
I just want to be able to socialize in the evening. I don't want to bitch about my brother. I just want to socialize, have fun, change the subject, appreciate all the beauty of being alive, and refill my well of clean water as opposed to toxic stuff.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please, to socialize and having fun and beauty and liveness. And yes, please, to support for myself, and a big old no thank you to people who can't handle that, because you come in, and the mobiles are all set a certain way, right? So you in the leadership position, you in the responsibility position, you in the got it all together, right? Kind of trained everybody, and then they won't be there for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because 3 or 4 friends have reached out and sent me texts saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother's terminal diagnosis. If there's anything I can do." And I've texted back, "Yeah, actually, I would love to hang out in the evening if you're down for that, just to have some fun and conversation and reconnect." And they're like, "Oh, sorry, not available." And they freak out and run away, And I think I'm guessing it's a projection of they're terrified that I'm going to talk about a really awkward subject. Some people are really uncomfortable with death and dying.
Yeah.
Being around people who are, going through those passages.
Yep. So true. So just agree, that's very wise. So of course, first off, you don't like the freak out. So the friends who are freaking out not being there for you, big no thank you to that. Right?
Even after they've just offered,
the irony of it, right? The superficialness. So just agree, and just to also maybe comfort the one inside, right, that understandably needs and wants support, that she's not getting it, and that's how her friends are treating her. So just put an arm around her, and we can all be here for you to just, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that's happening. Not right, not fun, not cool. And then agreeing, you're right. Some people do funny things with death and dying and tough, intense stuff. And they've got to freak out and run away. You're not one of those people. Obviously, people in Satsang here aren't. But there's a lot of people who are. Those coping mechanisms, they're lost.
Yeah, I just have to keep countering all the heaviness with an equal measure of, gratitude and appreciation and fun and laughter and lightheartedness.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Because that just rebuilds my, kit of inner resources then, so I can go back and go at it another day.
Mm-hmm. Just agree, super wise. You're right. It's that vibration, right? And you just are so wise, that there's a balancing that needs to happen for your own self-survival in here. And so, yes, please, to the preciousness of fun and appreciation and lightness. I think I missed one, so if you're aware of what it is, let me know. Laughter. Oh, yes, please. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah, those are endorphins instead of cortisol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you got my eyebrows beautifully. Thank you.
I'll do more. Yeah. Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Trying to do the glint of your beautiful teeth. Yeah. Yes, please to that. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. And just notice what's here, what's present.
I feel sad.
Yeah. Hello, sadness. You're welcome here. Yeah, it's gone to the next layer. Hello, sadness. And just breathe into
And
sadness.
I feel grateful.
Yes, please.
He's had a really hard life.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I've had a really hard life.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm just so grateful for all the beauty I've found in my life and all the absolutely amazing adventures I've had and the incredible people I've met.
Mhm.
So grateful that I found my way to grow through the mud.
Yes, please.
You know, everybody has challenges in life, so I'm not attached to some story about having a hard life at all. That doesn't even interest me. What interests me is what am I doing now and where am I going next?
Yeah, now and next. Yeah, and I feel it because I can feel it in you, right? So I give a bow to the hard life. Beautiful that you recognize it in him. I give a bow to that too. And yeah, you did too. You came from the same nest. It was not easy. And the fact that you, like me, same thing, right? We use it as our alchemy. And the tenacity to keep working it, to turn that dark into light. Have, deep bow, deep acknowledgement.
I think you just said the magic word for me. It's definitely alchemy.
Yeah.
It's
Hello, alchemy.
just feels so inspired in other people, and it always fills me up again and again is how incredibly resourceful we are as human beings.
Yeah.
You know, how we can just bend and twist and imagine and be creative and figure out, and no matter what shit happens to us, we can mine it for the learning.
Well,
and then,
and I'd invite you to put an eye on it and own it, because you're that. Aren't you amazing? Look at your resilience.
oh. So now you've hit on something really core, which is thank you, because I feel seen, and that's the biggest source of pain in my family is they do not see me.
Yeah.
They have a commitment to not seeing me. And it's painful every day, about every 5 minutes.
Yeah. So let's just take a moment to bask in being seen. We see you. We see you, Lynn. I see you. And mirroring it right back so you can see you.
Thank you. It's funny, there's signs all over the hospital here in Kelowna that say, "We see you," and they're absolutely beautiful. Somebody did this campaign. And there's pictures of people in all kinds of different scenarios, parents looking after newborns, that are in the ICU, and, all these scenarios. And it says, "We see you." And I just keep looking at those posters and going, thank you. Somebody does. It gives me a little bit of strength.
This is your title.
I want to write them a love letter and thank them for that campaign.
Mm-hmm. Just see, you're so in touch with consciousness, and it's so gifting us too by tagging along as you meet it and interact with it. See if there's a gift. This has all been a gift, but is there anything at this time that consciousness wants to flash you? You know how our future selves gives the gift? See what consciousness at large, as it sees you.
Yeah, this beautiful message from my grandmother just arrived.
Oh, yay. A counter to all the other family stuff. Good.
And she was really the light of my childhood, my grandmother. So
yes, please, to grandma.
She always used to say to me, "Have a wonderful day, learn lots, and don't forget to have some fun."
Doesn't that sum it all up? Learn lots.
And don't forget to have some fun.
Yeah. What was the first one? There was another one.
Have a wonderful day.
Wonderful day. Yeah, that's important too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I take that as wonderful. And being in the inquiry.
Yep. Learn lots. Have a wonderful, don't forget. Thank you, Grandma.
Yeah.
she's got that message across to you. That's your gift from consciousness, right? She's aware, she sees you. She's sending you a message, Lynn.
Yeah.
Sees the bigger picture of this family and their stuff and how it continues to evolve and how you're doing alchemy with it.
Yeah. I feel a lot of peace right now.
Yes, please, to peace. Gorgeous.
And, and my brother's calling and texting.
Of course. Of course.
Like, I'm busy.
Boundaries. She's being seen at the moment. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. I really
Wow. My honor. Whew. To be continued.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Pat will send this to you. We'll get it to you. And there's probably stuff going on in the chat. So feel free, folks, to use the chat. And anything you want to say direct to Lynn or anything you're noticing as you interact with her incredibly wonderful work.
Lynn, I just want to say to you, I see you growing in beauty and grace and your gratitude, and you're growing through that mud, and it's incredible and inspiring and really beautiful.
Thanks, Kristen.
Mm. And yes, for grandmothers. Grandmothers and their messages. Yes, please. Okay, we'll take a quick go around. Just a closing statement to conclude for today. And I'll flash my screen too on when the next one is. Let me do that real quick. Just so you get first dibs on when the date is. Okay, so saving the date, next public visual satsang, I take August off, so I'm going to take my August time. However, the very first day of September, I'll be back. I'd like to mix up the days and mix up the times for people with different time zones. So I'm doing this one a little later in the day. It'll be 2 to 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific on Thursday, September 1st. And you're all on the list for this. And so Pat, my assistant, will follow up with the recording and the maps that happened today. And she'll also, you'll get reminders, just probably like you did for this one, right? You'll get reminders a couple weeks ahead, a week ahead, an hour ahead. Yeah, and so that will continue as long as you're on that list and care to be apprised of when these things are happening. Okay, so with that, let's pass it around. I'm just going to kind of go in an order I see here. Don't worry, you don't have to share your screen if you don't care to, but Leslie, I'm going to start with you if you're okay with unmuting. Yeah. Anything you want to say to conclude out? Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to thank you. I've been on your list for a long time, but I've never attended. And this was wonderful. The processing and work, I just thought it was wonderful. I got so much out of it, and very appreciative to you and to everyone who shared. So thank you so much.
Very welcome. Thanks for dropping in and connecting this time. Nice to see you.
Thank
Feel
you.
your energy in the group. Yeah. Lisa, are you able to from where you are?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I enjoyed, as I usually do, being a part of a group and watching what's going on from different levels. And at a certain point when I'm forgetting our first person's name, sorry. Troy. I was doing a little bit of parallel work, and I had just written the word NOW, because like I felt this impatience and like saying things and saying the same things for a long time. And then you said, well, yeah, I like speed too. And he's like, yeah, I do too. And just as that all happened, I was writing NOW in big letters on something. And I thought, yeah, this is interesting. This is working us all at all levels, and we are really connected. So it was a beautiful reminder. And just really appreciate people sharing and you're holding this. So thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you. Cheryl, anything you want to say to complete? Feel free to unmute. Nope. Let me get, yeah. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Now I can say thank you. That was fun. See you guys in a month.
Okay, take care. Bye. Val.
I was thinking about how the theme of grace came up through both pieces of work and how beautiful that was. And Grace is my middle name.
Good name.
And I, in my younger, it was also my grandmother's name. And I always kind of rejected that name in the beginning of my early years, and I've come to appreciate it more and more, and how I feel like it's relevant for me in my own journey right now. So, but I really do feel grateful to all three of you, Christina, for your facilitation, and for to Lynn and Troy for your openness, and just a chance to join you in your journey. I certainly related to both of your themes very personally. So thank you.
Thanks, Val. Good to see you. Say hi to Dorothy.
Will do.
Okay. Kristen, anything to close with?
Like Val, I was thinking of the word grace, and then the term going and growing with grace came to mind. So it just was really seemed to be woven through a lot of the process work.
That's nice. Yes, please. Terry.
I just want to say thank you. This was great. When I saw the invite, I thought, yay. I get to do a Christina Merkley thing. And Lynn, the brother thing, I had two brothers. One, my best friend in life, is gone. The one that's left is not a best friend. We're not friends at all. So it's odd. Sometimes your brother is your best friend, and sometimes he's not. And the one that was my best friend is gone. And the one that's not my best friend is still here, still annoying me, and I still have no regard for trying to patch a relationship with a bad person, because he's not a good person. Anyway, and Troy, thank you. I know I might have been a little harsh with my response there, my little story, but now and again you just have the inner man comes together, and you need to decide you have to do things a different way. Some people say, Terry, you're a cowboy. you're in the wrong era. So, well, lucky I don't have a Winchester in my vehicle. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Thanks for coming. Good to see you again. Troy.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity in the space to share, and the just this, the level of space. And Lynn, I appreciate what you shared about. There are a couple definite things that resonated with me. One was it's actually 3 years to the day when I moved out of my family home. I had an irreparably toxic relationship with my ex-wife, and July 27th, I moved out. And there was a certain level of denial operating about how harmful that stuff was, to be in that suit every day. And it sounds like you have some wisdom around that for sure. And I just want to send you healing energy.
Yes, please.
And I love that idea of having a wonderful day, like wonderful. So,
Lynn, I'll give you the final say here, the final word. Anything you'd like to complete with?
Sure. Well, lots of love to you, Christina, for holding space so beautifully as you always do.
Thank you.
I love you to bits. And Troy, you know, I will confess I was so deep in my own crap when you were going that I wasn't fully attentive, but there was something that really reached out and touched me, which was, I was really inspired by your balancing of your masculine and feminine energy. And, you know, every man on the planet who's working on that, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, because our world needs this.
Mm.
And yay, you really touched me. And thank you for that. That's the little slice that I took for most of your processing. And thanks everybody for, you know, just for for holding space for me. I really needed it. It filled my cup with the good stuff. So thank you very much. Look forward to next time.
Yes, thank you, Lynn. All the best, everybody. We never know coming into it what will happen, but that's what happened today. Beautiful. Thank you. Really an honor to hold space. Have a great month of August, and I'll see you when I next see you. Take good care. Bye.